Good morning, everyone. Hope everything's going great in your life. Glad to be back. Hey, this morning I thought I'd jump right in. I've been doing some research and I told you that life's like a box of chocolates in all of this. Sometimes you never know what you're going to get, and sometimes stories reveal themselves and start unveiling, and it takes you a while to try to figure out what happened, I have been working, I will always be curious about my great-great-grandparents. I've heard stories that they were poisoned, and I believe it. And my grandfather walking away and great-grandfather not being seen again, and being pronounced dead, and just watching a tale unfold. So let me just fill you in. Of course, in this day and time, it's hard to do a lot about it if you're not super wealthy and have lots to do in life. I have lots to do in life, like working every day and taking care of things, but I still have a history, an obligation I feel in my heart to fulfill for myself and my family. And so I continue on with what I'm doing, but don't know how far I'll always get. Just keep working at it. So I really encourage you to do that. I've shown you before the land allotments that I find for my grandfather. It's hard to see this one. It's a little bit small. My grandfather, I find for his sister, I find for his brother. Those kids lost their parents. They were murdered or whatever happened to them, but they were killed and never had their family again. They were young. They were still pretty young. My aunt was 15. My grandfather would have been 12, and his brother was littler at the time of their death. I find that they're awarded a guardian, and this is one of them, that actually been awarded another guardian, and for whatever reason, after a couple years, this guardian jumped in there and took the kids. Well, then things started kind of coming a little clearer to me. This is my grandfather Sam's land allotment that he had, as well as my aunt and my uncle having one too. Well, if you were awarded these children, back in the day, if you were orphaned, you didn't have everything about you, if there was an adult in your life, belonged to that adult, with no resource to protect the children unless there was a good attorney in the family or there was somebody watching out for the children. Well, that's kind of what happened, because here I find the quit claim deed where this so-called person that took care of my grandfather, who didn't, took all his land. Quit claimed it over to himself. And I'm sure that happened multiple times back then, because children were just seen as expendable. And I think in life, when we look at things, a lot of times it is the kids, no matter if it's in families affected today even, it's the children who suffer greatly. And still, even today, it's just really something. But I look at that history, and I look at how people were able to manipulate the system and create such a void. Here these children had lost their parents. Now the things that they had been given that were rightfully theirs were just taken from them. And it's really something. Anyways, I've been dealing with that a little bit and trying to get that history all together and doing some land searches. I just want to see the history of all of that and understand it better. And so on a good note, talked to my mother's sister, my aunt, and she had gone over to one of the cemeteries, and she found our other grandmother buried there. And so that was sad to know there, but good to know that she's close, right? I mean, it's interesting work. It's really something. So continue on. You don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes you have to stop and catch your breath, and that's what I did. I stopped and caught my breath a little bit, because when I realized what I was looking at, and I realized the course it had taken, and how devastating in some ways it was to my uncle, to my grandfather, to his sister, it's hard to wrap around sometimes, But keep doing the work. We know God's got this. It doesn't matter today. I hope that they're okay, And those people who harm children, they end up paying for that somewhere along the way. You can keep that in mind, okay? And so I haven't gotten too far on horse since last time we looked at him. In fact, I haven't had time to get to him. But he's still looking good. Still need to get his feather. I'm going to put a feather here for you on him. And then I think he'll be pretty well done after I clean it up some. But I wanted to give you a helpful hint when you're out painting. Keep things handy. You know, I work, I'm busy, I'm trying to do this on the side and continue and not let myself stop. So I try to keep brushes handy. And if I'm using certain paints, I try to keep them handy. And then when I'm sitting in front of the TV, I just grab my paints, my paper plate, my little cup, my painting, if we're relaxing at night, and just work on my paintings as best I can. I would love to tell you that I am able to paint all day long. That is not the case. I have so many other things going on, just like you. So keep things handy. You know, make them throw away. Make cups throw away and plates throw away so that you can just clean up and you're done, so that you can enjoy what you're doing. My mom, bless her heart, you know, I told you a couple months ago, I took a canvas to her and some paints and said, Mom, paint a picture. And she told me, I'm left-handed. I said, paint a picture, Mom. Mom started painting picture, and she continues on today. And now she's going to a class over at the senior center. I think it's more of there's somebody there who is a painter who can kind of direct her a little bit more, which is great. But not only that, you guys, she gets out and meets other people her age who are painting. So what a great thing. You know, if you've got a loved one who's older and they need to be active and be busy, you know, I can't stay with my mom all day long because she's busy and I'm busy, but I need to keep her very busy because she gets lonely, and I know that, and I want to keep her busy, so I do. So help somebody find something in themselves they didn't know they had. I can't paint. Nobody ever taught me to paint. I'm left-handed. I can't do things because I'm left-handed. She's painting today. Hey, listen, like I always tell you, please watch your children. Keep them safe, keep them close. There are so many people out there who are good and some out there who are not so good and would devastate your life, okay, and harm your child. So keep them close, keep yourself in check, know where you're at, let somebody know where you're at. You know, take care of yourself. Remember that your blood calls you, you go find it. I'm Shawn Shelton. I'm Native by Heart Art by Shawn Shelton. You can find me on that website. You can go to YouTube, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. If you're working on genealogy and things and you have questions, send them my way. It's always good for me. It helps me learn too. And on painting, just enjoy. There's no right or wrong. Hope to make some more earrings real soon. Just like I said, I'm a working girl like everybody else out there, okay? You guys have a super day. It's great being here again, and hope you get something out of these, and you have a wonderful day and be safe. Bye-bye.